A convincing victory for Football Club Barcelona at Montilivi. Their 100% record remains intact. They really suffered at this stadium last season, beaten by 4-2 back in May, but it was a very different story. And the Hansi Flick revolution shows no signs of slowing down. Barcelona had most of the early opportunities. And this shot from Lamine Yamal tested 𝐒𝐻𝐿. Girona, who like to have the ball and like to play their football in the opposition's half, were pinned into their own first third for most of the half. And that shot from Lamine Yamal was a sign of things to come. This Rafinha corner headed by Lewandowski and saved by 𝐒𝐻𝐿. Lewandowski getting in front of John Solis. He had a difficult afternoon. David Lopez had an even worse afternoon. As you'll see shortly, he's at fault for the first goal. This is a chance for Girona's 𝐒𝐁𝐾 playing in a more central position, just behind Abel Ruiz. Plays the ball out to Brahim Gil. Miguel Gutierrez tries his luck from distance. Miguel Gutierrez, the left back who loves to wonder. Well, there wasn't much possibility for him to wonder because he had to deal with Lamine Yamal. But that was a rare moment when he found himself in an attacking position and he tested Ter Stegen. Balde and Rafinha linking up down the left flank for Barcelona. And he goes for goal, somewhat surprisingly, when he's got Olmo and Lewandowski in the penalty area. Very attacking performance from Alejandro Balde. Got forward plenty and caused lots of problems down the Girona right. This is Dani Olmo trying to pick out Koundé. Koundé has time to get a touch and then send a shot in, but it's well wide. Barcelona playing with what really is their Gala 11 at the moment. Koundé at right back. It was Íñigo Martínez alongside Kubasi and Balde. Casado and Pedri in midfield. And the front four, all of them playing so well. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha combining here. Lewandowski and Dani Olmo. Once again, it was the threat of Balde higher up the pitch that was causing the most problems for Girona. Good interception there from Ivan Martin, but it came back at Balde and he got another opportunity. This is the moment when Girona are their own worst enemies. David Lopez trying to play out from the back. Lamine Yamal nicks the ball from him and sends it past 𝐒𝐻𝐿. So just 29 minutes in and Barcelona's travelling supporters could celebrate the opening goal of the game. David Lopez, not too much in the way of options because John Solis is marked by Olmo. He tries to carry the ball out, and Lamine Yamal, it's too easy for him to win possession back and then to finish past 𝐒𝐻𝐿. So that made Girona's job that much more difficult. They were chasing the game. They have come back in games. Well, they certainly did last season. They were the comeback kings, and they did so against Barcelona in that 4-2 victory at Montilivi. But that wasn't the case this time around. This is the opening, the second goal of the game from Lamine Yamal. And again, it's very, very easy for him. Taking up of a central position, the ball came out to him and his trusted left foot dispatched it. And he now has 3 goals for the season, Lamine Yamal. 5 games played. 𝐒𝐻𝐿 helpless for the second time in the match. So Girona now making too many mistakes. Ivan Martin is giving the ball away. Rafinha trying his luck from distance. Rafinha, another player who's been in the goals at the start of the season. He's also on 3. 𝐒𝐁𝐀 trying to create something. Sends this ball out to Miguel Gutierrez. Ter Stegen makes the save from Bryan Gil's shot. That was the chance. They knew they would get one in the first half, and that was it, but it was straight at Ter Stegen. And here comes a moment of controversy. Bryan Gil's header. He immediately claims handball. The referee points to the spot, no hesitation at all. There isn't too much in the way of protests from the Barcelona players, but it's decided in the end that it's not a penalty. The video assistant referee Valentin Pizarro Gomez intervenes. There was a circular sent out before the season started that if a handball comes after a teammate has headed it onto his teammate's arm and it's at close range, he can't get out of the way, then it's not a penalty. So the decision was corrected by VAR. Dani Olmo, what about this to open the second half scoring? 3-0. Emphatic from Dani Olmo, back at Barcelona in very different circumstances, of course, to when he left the club as a young player who thought that it wouldn't be possible to get a first-team start. And what a start he's made. Again, not great from David Lopez. Ball over the top, catches him out. And he can't get in front of Olmo, and Olmo now also has 3 goals. So that's Rafinha, Olmo and Lamine Yamal all on 3 goals. Lewandowski on 4. And we've barely started. They really are racking up the goals in the early part of the season. This is a brilliant move. Pedri, Rafinha, into Lewandowski, and unfortunately can't finish because it really would have been one of the goals of the season so far. One end of the pitch to the other. It all starts with a Kubasi pass out from the back, and it should have ended with a Lewandowski goal. It would have been his 5th of the season. Credit to David Lopez, who had an otherwise difficult afternoon, who makes sure that Lewandowski can't get to the rebound. They were streaming forward in the second half. Another chance here for Lamine Yamal. Pushed away by Gazzaniga. They were strung out, looking for a way back into the game, and always looked like conceding a 4th. Gazzaniga on that occasion able to stop Lamine Yamal. Here they come again. Pedri into Lewandowski. Out to Lamine Yamal. And he rolls it to Lewandowski, and Lewandowski sends it over the top. Lewandowski playing his 100th game, coming into the game on 63 goals. He's stayed on 63 goals. It's not a bad return. He was taken off in the second half. Olmo also went off in what looked like a possible muscular problem. There was no ice applied to his legs after he came off, but he did seem to have a problem maybe coming off as a precaution. 𝐒𝐁𝐀 moved out into a wide position when Porto came on, and this was his shot just past the far post. But it was one of those afternoons when they really did miss the players who've left the club. Savinho, Aleix Garcia and Dovbyk, particularly the first 2. This is goal number 4. It's Pedri. He was brilliant all afternoon. First in a holding midfield role, or certainly next to the holding midfielder, who was Marc Casado. And then when Olmo went off, he moved forward and played as the number 10, as it were, behind Lewandowski. And he makes the run, and Casado plays the pass, and that was 4. And Girona just needed to be put out of their misery, really. There was no way back into the game for them. It was all about looking for maybe a consolation. Porto goes around Ter Stegen and pulls this one back for Stuani, who scores. Stuani, who come on as a second half substitute. his second goal of the season. Well made by Porto. And Stuani, of course, has been promised that he will start in the Champions League this week against Paris Saint-Germain. And he came on late on and he got his goal. And it's a fine assist from Porto, who made a spectacular impact when he came in as a substitute in the game last May between these two teams at Montilivi. Not quite the same this afternoon, but he did get an assist. Pau Victor had also come on, a former Girona player. Sends that one curling high and wide. And this is the moment when Barcelona are reduced to 10 men. Torres is sent off. Straight red. It's a late challenge on Asprilla. Dangerous play, and off he goes. So he'll miss next week's all-important game. Well, all-important at this stage of the season, but it's a difficult one for Barcelona. They're up against Villarreal, who have also started the season very well, and they won't have Ferran Torres in that match. Pau Victor should have made it 5, but 𝐒𝐻𝐿 made the save. Rafinha, the assist provider. He's had a sensational start to the season as well. Who hasn't in a Barcelona shirt? And unfortunately, you can't quite say the same for Girona. So the final score then, Girona 1, Barcelona 4.